Yeah, the idea would normally, if you think of Babyface, his tour, when he goes on tour, he sings the hits he wrote. He sings Roni, he sings Superwoman. He gets somebody to
Oh, he
sing.
should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because those are his songs that he wrote,
So
whether he
that's what I'm
sang them
saying
or
is
not.
that, yeah, so and they're
Yeah.
more popular than the songs that he recorded. So hence, when you trying to get people to reconnect with you, you start to say, "Oh, yeah." Teddy started to do that when he was doing his little tours. He'll play "Kissing Game"
He
and
should.
"Remember the Time." So that's the same thing as you singing. Okay, I'm going to sing "Using Your Heart" when a boy meets
Oh,
a girl. So because people
Use
like,
Your
"Oh, you
Heart, I
did
would
that."
do easy. I would do that easy because that song almost was my song. And it's so close to the rest of the songs that I was doing for the album for myself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I would do that easy. But, I'm going to take some advice from somebody else, but because it's not about when you have people that want to hear things. And like you said, when you're doing business and you want people to be familiarized with your body of work,
yeah,
even if you necessarily, that's not your favorite song to do. Like Shaka Khan say, one of those songs was it Gotta Be There. She said that wasn't necessarily her favorite song to do. The remake the Jackson 5 did.
mm.
She said when she did it wasn't necessarily, she wasn't crazy, but a lot of people liked how she did it. I like everything Shaka Khan did, me
Yeah.
personally, but because after I had OD'd on the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson, and once Michael started getting a little older, that was the next focus was
Yeah.
Rufus and Shaka Khan for me.
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
and I studied Shaka Khan, you know.
So the Black Sweet album sold, went over almost 2 million, and everyone bought Joy, Tonight's the Night, the Platinum album with SWV, so we know Use Your Heart. So all of a sudden, and then the fact that most people don't know that you did, Goodbye Love,
Yeah,
what
you
you're
got to do
doing
that. Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
what you're doing in the little, because you're not going to the studio to do it, you're singing it at home with a musician.
Exactly.
Then it is, this is your Tammy Lucas unplugged. That becomes the like everyone the excitement, and then the next thing you hit them with is the original stuff, but you're just building the excitement and getting the like, oh my goodness, Tammy Lucas is back, and we didn't realize she sang this song. We didn't realize, you can always do a story behind it. So before you play it, so let me talk to you about how I came up with Joy. Michael liked it and stuff, and he did that, and all of a sudden you're singing it, and then even Tonight's the Night, so that becomes your live stuff that you record live and you put out on YouTube that generates the buzz and around the internet. Then at that point when that's out, you're working on the actual album, getting all the final bits together, and then when you release that up, um, even if you're really showing the stuff that you've put out that you love, even singing those ones, it generates the buzz, it gets everything
I
going,
agree.
and then when you're getting the real stuff, so then everyone's like, can't wait to hear the album, the Tammy Lucas album that should have come out with Teddy and the Neptunes, but here it is. It wouldn't exactly be the same track. Even if you re-record a track that you did with Teddy in the 90s, people will go crazy. Like, what? This is a track that you did during the time of Is It Good to You? I mean, that's like, goes crazy. So there is so much that you can do with that. Doesn't cost much. As I said, just getting the musician, getting the cameras set up. It's just making sure the
Yeah.
sound is right so that it actually becomes really quality. And you actually, if you get a sound engineer who can come and record it, it actually becomes
These are the
almost like a
things
live album
exactly.
that
I
can
need
actually
an
be
audio
streamed.
engineer, exactly. Someone who's proficient in that, whether no matter where the audio is. This is what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
need a recording engineer, an audio engineer, and that could be the same person, possibly. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but
Because
yeah,
sometimes
most yeah,
people have more than one skill. But here's what I'll say about a lot of that stuff. I probably would do a medley of that, of all of those. Listen, I may sing all of Use Your Heart, because Use Your Heart style of song, and that's why I put out the original version. the original version is more closer to the songs that the real Tammy Lucas songs. But do I want to sing all of Is It Good to You? I don't know. I might want to just put Is It Good to You? Just say, for instance, Is It Good to You? The What song, which is not really a lot of singing in that song, but just say, you know, if you want to just highlight some of this, and then you got Once Again, you know, Once Again, Ma Dukes. I may not want to sing all those songs, but I definitely thought about doing the songs that have already been released to the public as a medley at least, and maybe singing all of Joy, all of Use Your Heart, you know, and Tonight's the Night, maybe.
And Turn Down the Lights.
I'm not going to sing all of those songs. I just don't. I'm going to tell you why, because I just want to get to my new stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to say I'm not going to take advice. And this is why you need two heads is better than one. You understand what I'm saying as an artist? Sometimes you be such an artist head. That's why you need someone with management skill and other skills, because, you know, you might be a good artist, but no one knows everything.
Yeah. So even with what you can add some additional lyrics. If you would, you know, you took out Norris stuff, and if you were to just do a verse that you can just write up to the track.
But here's the thing. I've done that with some other Neptune tracks. I don't know if I want to do that with the Nori track. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. Well, no, because you want people to know that's you. And you could, and that's during this little segment, like, you know, this song, and then I don't know if if the guy can play it on the guitar or keyboard, and then you're just singing, and then you can just say how that came. But that's the whole story about this Tammy Lucas Unplugged.
Here's another part with the Unplugged. As far as a lot of those songs, in my mind, I would probably get someone to create some type of TV track so I could run through the songs. Like I said, the guy that did it for me before, he did I'll let you hear that. He did a medley of all the highlighted songs, which was Joy, my version and the Levi version, not the Michael Jackson version, but the Blackstreet version with Levi and me. He did Is It Good to You? He did the Noriega. He just kind of mixed them in and out very nicely. So, and that's just, you know, and I was thinking of something like that. You know what I'm saying? They make sort of like a TV track type of thing. And then I can come in and just sing, you know, I don't know, one verse, one hook, boom, move right to the next song, you know, and then the ones that I'm going to sing full out, I'll sing those full out. You know what I'm saying?
But it'll be all unplugged though, because you know, just the whole copyright and stuff. So having it unplugged is quite different. You know, especially if you're putting it up on YouTube, and it makes it nice. You know, you don't want it to be pre-recorded backing track. You want it to be all.
Oh no, and I don't need it. And that's another reason of me doing Unplugged, because I want them to hear my voice raw, how dope it still is, you know.
Yeah.
And I know that may seem kind of funny for somebody to say about themselves, but the point is that I'm only saying it because, you know, I didn't do enough performing. I didn't get a chance to do it and let people hear me, that it's me doing it. You know, you're not just listening to a record, or, you know, like you said, the face match with the gift, you know what I mean? And see you doing your gift, you know, and performing your gift. I just didn't have enough opportunity to do that, and I want to take advantage of that definitely now. And after this interview, I'm going to reach out to the man, the musician that I met recently. I can't even think of his name right now because I just met him this week, and I can just tell, or I haven't, you know, we didn't have a long conversation, but I could just tell we communicated briefly. I could just tell already he has the right sensibility, because his demeanor on his own thing, you know, you could just tell he's about the music. You know, I'm from an era that it was about the music, it was about the music more than anything else. Yes, put on a nice dress. Yes, have the right shoes and whatever the case is. But if you don't have the music, it don't even matter how cute you look. You know what I'm saying? You got to get that music first. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times in the music industry, oh, they got a lot of characters in the industry, honey. They got the musicians too. That's what's so funny. Sometimes I used to think, oh, they're so serious. They're musicians. Some of them are jive turkeys too. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You have to but this guy, I don't know, something about him. I tell you, musically, he definitely got the right sensibilities musically and the way he seems to carry himself. But you have to meet people. I'm not a virtual girl. You know what I'm saying? That virtual stuff have you think you know somebody, you talk to them a few times. That's not enough to really feel somebody. You know what I'm saying? To know can we rock? Can we rock? Can we build? You know what I'm saying? Beyond just, And so I found one person and he plays bass and drums, but he can't play them both at the same time. Of course, when you see him on his thing, he records one part of the song doing bass and then one song doing the drums, and he puts it together and it's beautiful. But when he's here with me live, he's gonna have to pick one instrument, which I think he probably would play the bass. And maybe we'll just do some songs. It could just be me and the bass, me a cappella. Trust me, everybody can't. I'm only saying that to say that a lot of people in this industry needs things on their voice. I don't. That's all I meant dope in that way. You know what I'm saying? I have my own tone. I have my own style. It's unique. No one else has ever had it. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't been out enough for people to, to influence a generation. Hasn't been enough of Tammy Lucas to influence him in that way. You know what I'm saying? So, I think I just know people like it. From the stuff that I put out, I could tell they'll like it. But yes, a medley I think would be great for like I
but
said,
also
you've got you and a lot of those little features where it's not that much that I'm singing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to invest writing more into everything. I got so much beautiful songs that's in the can you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, but you also have to be ready for. Tracy Spencer recently just reappeared after many years, and you have to be prepared. Like, okay, I'm so when you're doing all this stuff, and the ball rolls, you're going to be ready for if somebody calls you up and says, "Hey, can you come and do a feature on this track? Or you can come and do a show here." That's promoting the stuff. So that's going to be like, okay, I'm ready for this, and getting all this stuff in place like this, like getting the final touches to your album, also getting the unplugged ready. You can record the unplugged at any time. You don't have to. You don't
need a big budget for that. You're right about that.
No, but also with the releasing, you can. That's when the biggest thing is always recording the content. Then you edit it where it doesn't go out all at once. It's like all the songs individually, breaking it up into little sections. Very much like this interview where, I won't just put it all out. I put it out over 10 or so, because it's like you want people to appreciate what they're listening to. Because if you put it all at once, people are like, okay, I'll come back next week and finish it up. So you do have that opportunity, but that's, then also using your Instagram as well, because that's where the industry people kind of pay attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to post there and TikTok, and I'm not a big TikToker, but
I think TikTok is a little bit different. It has a different generation, a different market, different audience. I mean, that's where you put out your live stuff. But if you want to get
the live stuff, that's what I meant.
If you want people within the industry to say, "Oh, Tammy's out, okay, let's try and work with her and stuff," that's the Instagram. Then YouTube is where you get all your fans who haven't seen you or heard from you in a long time, being able to check your stuff out. So I guess what we may have to start looking at is your YouTube page, not just the actual profile name, but also the banner and everything, and making sure that it's tidied up where people know that this is the actual page, even description of who you are and all that stuff. Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you loved what you watched, there's over 100 artists that we've interviewed, so please check out the videos. Remember to like, share, how not unsubscribe, but better still, become a member of Halftime Chat and get exclusive videos ahead of time. But thanks for watching. Take care.